Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something most of us have to deal with. Professional cleaning.
Hmm.
And, you know, you'd think cleaning is pretty simple. Soap, water, some work, done.
Right?
But when we analyze the industry data, and especially the service models, it turns out this whole industry it's incredibly structured. We're talking specific tiered services.
And that structure isn't just for show. It's all about efficiency and, frankly, cost management.
Exactly. So for you, the listener, our mission today is pretty clear.
We want to define the critical differences between what a company calls a standard cleaning and what they mean by a deep or detailed cleaning. We're using what A Made LLC in the Phoenix, Arizona area as our case study here.
And understanding that difference is really the key. It's how you avoid, either overpaying for simple upkeep or
Hiring a basic service and then being really disappointed when it doesn't get rid of years of grime. That happens all the time.
So let's just strip away that assumption that cleaning is cleaning. The real question is, why is knowing the difference between standard and deep so essential for your wallet and for getting the job done right?
I agree. You have to treat it like a strategic decision. It's about allocating your resources properly.
Okay, so the first thing that jumps out from the material is this spectrum you mentioned. It's almost always one of two things,
Right. It's either the standard or, as they call it, maintenance cleaning,
which is for ongoing upkeep.
or it's the deep detail cleaning, which is for that really intensive specialized work. And the choice between them, it really comes down to one thing:
The current state of the property.
the current state and its history. Absolutely.
Okay, so we can probably break this down into a few key considerations.
Four, really. And they're non-negotiable. First is what you just said.
Yeah.
The current state. Is your home generally tidy? Has it been professionally cleaned in the last, say, month or two?
If so, you're looking at maintenance.
Exactly. But if it hasn't seen a professional cleaner in a year, or maybe ever, that just demands a deep clean. You can't skip the foundation work.
I like that foundation work versus just, polishing the surface. Okay, what's the second factor?
Frequency. Maintenance cleaning is designed to be regular. It's a recurring thing, weekly, bi-weekly.
Whereas a deep clean is more of a one-off.
A one-time service, yep. Or maybe seasonal for spring cleaning or for big transitions like when you're moving.
Then you have the effort and goal.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the budget really comes into play, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. The goal of maintenance is just to prevent buildup. It keeps the house fresh, stops dust from settling in.
But a deep clean,
A deep clean is engineered to remove buildup. We're talking existing, stubborn, built-up grime. It's basically a small restoration project.
which leads us right to the big one, cost.
Of course. If you're just preventing, the service is quicker, it's regular, and it's more affordable. But if you're removing and restoring, the cost is going to be a lot higher.
Because of the detail and
Okay.
just
Yeah.
the sheer amount of time it takes.
The time commitment is huge. You have to get into all those forgotten corners.
What's really interesting, though, is the strategy behind it. The source material suggests a deep clean is often recommended as the first step.
It is. It's the necessary initial service before you can even think about switching to a recurring maintenance plan. You have to reset the clock.
So you get rid of the years of buildup first.
In the grout lines, behind the fridge, all those places. You do that before you can justify just paying for someone to do simple weekly surface wiping.
That makes perfect sense. If you hire for a standard clean, but your house is actually deep dirty, you'll feel like you got ripped off because they only hit the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But let me push back on that for a second. Is a deep clean ever overkill? How do you justify that higher fee to someone who thinks their house isn't that dirty?
It really comes down to time. A professional might do a maintenance clean in, say, 2 hours. That same space for a deep clean. It could take 6, maybe 8 hours. And the justification is that we're tackling areas that, if you neglect them, lead to bigger costs down the line. We're removing mineral deposits that damage your faucets, scrubbing grease that attracts pests.
Eliminating allergens from deep corners. Okay, so it's an investment in the health of the property, not just how it looks.
Precisely.
All right, let's establish a baseline then. Let's dive into the routine stuff first. The standard or maintenance cleaning? This is for the already tidy home, right?
Correct. It's the preventative shield against dust and grime. And the specifics are all about visible surfaces and high-traffic areas.
The rhythm is quick, systematic.
Very. It includes comprehensive dusting, all your surfaces, furniture, fixtures. We're talking basic, easily accessible stuff.
Okay, but when a pro does routine dusting, how is that different from me just running a cloth over my bookshelf?
the equipment and the system. A qualified professional is probably using something with a HEPA filter to actually capture tiny particles, allergens, not just push them around.
Ah, so they're removing it from the air, not just the surface.
And it's systematic. They do all the surfaces before they even touch the floors.
Speaking of which, the service includes basic floor care. So vacuuming carpets, mopping hard floors.
Correct. Then in the kitchen, it's all surface level. Wiping countertops, cleaning the outside of your appliances.
Just the exterior of the microwave, the fridge.
Yep, and sanitizing the sinks. It's the daily use areas.
In the bathroom.
High-touch sanitation. So toilets, mirrors, sinks. Plus the quick stuff like trash removal from all the waste baskets.
So it sounds thorough, but focused on what you see and use every single day.
It's the definition of preventative maintenance. But even here, the sources emphasize quality. They use qualified professionals, eco-friendly products, professional-grade equipment.
So even the basic upkeep is more consistent than what most of us do in a hurry before guests come over.
Way more consistent.
Okay, now for the main event. Let's get into the intensive side of this, the deep cleaning. This is for move-ins, move-outs, or just a home that's been, well, let's say, neglected for a while.
This is where you find what we call the pluses details, the additions that really justify the higher cost. A deep clean starts with everything on the standard list, but then
That adds a lot more.
it adds significant time-intensive tasks.
Let's start with the kitchen, because I feel like that's where the real pain points are. In a standard clean, you wipe the counter. In a deep clean,
You get deep kitchen sanitation, and that means cleaning inside the oven and inside the refrigerator.
I think everyone listening just physically recoiled at the thought of scrubbing their oven.
It's a huge difference, and it's a process. We're using specialized degreasers. It might need to soak. It's not just a quick wipe.
What else?
It means scrubbing grout, not just the tile surface.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one, cleaning behind and under heavy appliances, you actually have to move the fridge and the stove.
Which is huge. That's where all the grease and crumbs go to die and attract pests.
Exactly. Then you move to the bathroom. The level of care just shoots way up.
Beyond just wiping the sink.
Oh, yeah. We move from sanitizing to intensive bathroom care. That's deep scrubbing of grout lines, really getting into the shower tile, and removing all that stubborn limescale and mineral buildup around the faucets.
Which, if you leave it long enough, can actually damage the metal, right?
It can permanently pit the finish, so this is actually protecting the value of your fixtures.
Then we get to the really hidden stuff, the hard-to-reach areas.
These are the spots that just quietly collect dust for years. We're talking about wiping every single slat on the ceiling fans, cleaning air vents, light fixtures.
Every inch of the baseboard.
Every inch. And windowsills. And this is where the time really adds up because it's all hand wiping. A standard clean just doesn't budget the time for that kind of detailed work.
It also extends to fabrics.
Yep. Upholstery and walls get vacuumed and spot cleaned, plus detailed cleaning of windows, blinds, shutters. You might even have to take the blinds down to do it properly.
So if maintenance cleaning is like painting the walls you can see,
Deep cleaning is like scrubbing the foundation and cleaning out the attic. It's the full intervention.
okay, so we've mapped out the residential side. Let's broaden this out now to the wider scope of services. We're using what A Made LLC as our case study here in Phoenix. Their presence in places like Avondale and Mesa suggests they do more than just house cleaning.
They absolutely do. Their portfolio is much bigger. They offer commercial cleaning, which includes ongoing janitorial work. They handle those big transitional jobs we mentioned, move in, move out, and post-construction cleaning.
And post-construction is a whole different beast, right? All that fine dust.
Very specialized. And they also offer things like professional carpet and window cleaning. But the key here is that their commercial work really elevates everything else they do.
How so?
Well, look at their institutional clients. They provide cleaning for retail spaces, banks, but
Yeah.
also churches and schools.
But the real benchmark you found was medical office sanitation.
Yeah.
That's a different level entirely.
Exactly. When a company is cleaning medical offices, they have to follow these incredibly rigorous standards, clinical grade standards.
And that experience, it bleeds over.
It has to. It raises the bar for all their services. They bring that clinical level of attention and the sanitation protocols they honed during the COVID-19 era into every single home they service.
That rigor and, I guess, an accountability seems to be why customers stick with them. The sources pointed to a few key differentiators.
First, they're a military veteran-owned and veteran owner-operated business. And that's not just a biographical detail. It implies a certain culture.
A culture of discipline, systems, being on time.
and acute attention to detail, the kind of discipline you need to execute a complex, multi-step, deep clean over and over again consistently.
And consistency is probably the hardest thing to maintain in the cleaning business.
It is. It ensures consistency and accountability, especially since clients are often working closely with the owner. Their whole identity is being detail-oriented. They promise to touch every nook and cranny.
And the testimonials seem to back that up.
They do. The feedback on Owen, for example, consistently mentions professionalism and an impressive attention to detail, whether it's a house in Phoenix, a commercial job in Avondale, or a move-in clean in Mesa. It shows that rigor is there across the board.
So we've really come full circle. We started by saying cleaning is a spectrum, and it's clear the best approach is a strategic one.
Absolutely. You save time, you save money, and a lot of frustration by just matching the service to the actual need of the property.
Whether you're getting a rental ready, maintaining a medical office, or just living in your home, that systematic approach is what gives you that clean first impression.
A company that understands the difference between just surface tidy and actual sanitation is invaluable.
And the model is flexible. You can get one-time cleanings, or you can set up recurring weekly or monthly services. And if you do that, you should always look for those discounted rates to really maximize the value.
That planning is key.
So we've spent this whole deep dive identifying these often neglected areas. Inside the oven, limescale on the faucets, the baseboards, as the things that define a truly deep clean. So here's a final thought for you to consider. If a professional company defines its most intensive service by tackling things like limescale removal and cleaning behind appliances, what does that tell you about the neglected areas in your own space that are critical for your home's long-term health and maintenance?
It really makes you wonder which hidden spots in your own home are silently collecting grime, or worse, right now.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.